It was a warm hello from the Lord Mayor.
And I welcome you here this morning to what is the start, of course, of the G20.
And then it was down to business. The International Media Centre was buzzing with press from around the world, and already they were asking the tough questions. The state government was on the defensive over its handling of the Great Barrier Reef.
There won't be a full environmental impact assessment. That's been a decision made by the federal government. Between the federal and state governments, holistically, there's some $180 million spent on protecting and managing the Great Barrier Reef each and every year.
From today, the International Media Centre will begin to fill up as the world's press descends on Brisbane for this weekend's summit. For most, it's the beginning of a long weekend. Some taking the opportunity to rest while they can.
The place where all the politicians come, is the place where all the political issues decide. Maybe we can hear some breakthroughs.
The media centre is extremely well prepared, so well, it's a very positive impression.
Very beautiful, the views and the lovely people, amazing.
Over the next 2 days, the focus turns to the economy as the formal summit begins. Georgia Terry, QUT News.
Earlier today, I visited the purpose-built International Media Centre. It took years to plan and only weeks to build. It's the size of 2 football fields, and it needs to be, to house thousands of overseas and domestic media crews. Only accredited journalists are allowed in the 10,000 square metre site, passing through various security checkpoints before entering the buzzing hub. The stats of the centre are impressive. 960 individual workspaces, 110 broadcast offices, a 4-tonne screen hanging from the ceiling made up of 324 individual TV sets, 36 cameras within the media centre, and 10 more operating across the city.
Those venues are remotely produced, so the cameras are on site, but the control, the director and the person that's switching it is back here. So that sort of keeps the core production team under my wing here.
With over 200 kilometres of cable and 80 terabytes of storage, the centre of the operation behind me will capture every moment of the G20 and stream it to the world. Venue planning took more than a year, but construction moved at a much faster pace.
So in 2 weeks, they created this out of an empty exhibition hall, including 10,000 square metres of carpeting.
It's one of the biggest projects that we've probably done in Australia, and certainly one of the biggest projects that Australia's hosted.
One country who'll be watching the operation closely is Turkey.
We will be a host for the next year, so it is important for us now in Australia. We will cover what's happening in Brisbane streets, possible protests maybe, because if this conference will be in Turkey, I think there will be some protests.
And to power the energy the media will require over the next few days, there's a buffet, dining areas and snack stations open 24/7.
Brisbane is putting on its best face for the G20. The CBD has been covered in colour since last month in preparation for visiting world leaders and their entourage. The Colour Me Brisbane light show has been on every night from 6 p.m. It's been so popular, the show has been extended until Sunday. 32 city buildings have been decorated with coloured lights or images using cutting-edge technology. It's one of the biggest laser lighting and projection events Brisbane has seen. The public also has the chance to express their creative flair. These Paint Your City touchscreens allow anyone to change the colour of the iconic Story Bridge and landmark buildings. With one touch, you can control what colour you'd like to see the city transform to.
And that was entertaining, it was good. A really nice display on the building.
When the sun sets, the city's a colourful place to be, but there's also plenty of entertainment to be enjoyed during the day.
Stand tall, stand and be strong, don't give.
Street performances, dancing, and of course, food, all showcasing Brisbane's cultural lifestyle.
Yesterday we've been some like barbecuing, rock climbing, kangaroo point, and we did some like the city hopper and we a little bit of sightseeing of the city.
If visitors are unsure where to begin their cultural journey, they can go to the new Brisbane Visitor Information Centre in the Regent Theatre. The centre is expected to cater to more than 1,800 visitors each day. Jacinta Lal, QUT News.
The laser light show certainly is a feast for the eyes, and you still have 2 nights to check it out. We'll take a quick look at the weather now. A balmy day kicked off the long weekend in Brisbane. It warmed to 30 degrees today. Around the nation's capitals tomorrow, possible rain for Sydney and Canberra. Melbourne and Hobart will remain cool, and to 25 the top in Adelaide and Perth. Finally, the 3-day outlook. A possible storm tomorrow. Look for the shady spot Sunday, but it will cool down for back to work on Monday. And that's QUT News for this evening. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7, and from the entire team, good night.